It's the JR Show from Studio 99 at the American General Media Complex. On air at News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. Online at KernRadio.com. Now, here is your host, JR.
Top of the day to you. This is the JR Show. I am your host, JR Flores. You're listening to Kern Radio. Check us out online at kernradio.com. You can also download the Kern Radio app to your smart device and take us on the go wherever you are. And now streaming live on YouTube, head over to YouTube, search up Kern Radio, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and come along with us and watch us in all of our glory right there on YouTube, plus social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, X. Just look up Kern Radio. I am also out there, JR Flores, or why not JR. We have a great show for you lined up today. Lots of things to discuss. Locally, the arrest has been made finally in the marketplace killing of a 15-year-old. We'll go over what took place and what happened today. Megyn Kelly is in town tonight at the Dignity Health Arena. If you don't already have tickets, there might be some left. Just go to axs.com. You're going to want to be in attendance. I believe it starts at 7:30. I will be there front and center listening to Megyn Kelly, but in her showing up today, we did an interview a month ago, I believe, or so, when she announced this coming to town. She was originally supposed to be here with Charlie Kirk on the bill. Now it's Charlie Sheen, which is also going to make for a very interesting evening. But when we had talked to her, she had promised a very special tribute since Charlie Kirk would have been here tonight. And we'll replay that interview for you guys later in the show. What else is going on? The water slide park over on the corner of Mohawk and Hageman went through the city council last night, at least the first baby step. The EIR, or Environmental Impact Report, was approved by the city. We'll tell you what that means and what could possibly be next. Plus, I have a ton of giveaways. Well, maybe not a ton, just two things, I guess. I have Trans-Siberian Orchestra tickets to give away later in the show, a pair of tickets to that. That is happening next Tuesday at the Dignity Health Arena. That giveaway is sponsored by Affordable Dentures and Implants. Go ahead and smile. And I also have a 4-pack of tickets to the Condors game happening the Saturday after Thanksgiving. It is the annual teddy bear toss, where after the Condors score their first goal, everybody throws their bears onto the ice. So yes, if you win tickets, not just one, but this is a family 4-pack, not just one bear, not just 2 bears. Everybody better have a bear at least. So that's 4 bears. I better see 4. As a matter of fact, 2 bears each. That's the if you win, that's what you have to do. That's your job. That's your assignment. You better bring some bears, because if you haven't been, it's one of the best games to go to. If you don't go to Condors games often, I suggest this be the one that you do every single year. I'll be out there pushing the Holloway horn and all that stuff, so it'll be a good time. Come out and join us. And I think I took care of all the business, right? That's all I have to give away. Young Dawson in the building. People might not know Dawson because what does Scott call you in the morning? Billy, whatever. It's Dawson, or DP, as I like to call him. We won't tell him your last name, Dawson, because then you'll get looked up and people start stalking you. It happens. Trust me, it's talk radio. But young DP in the building, filling in for the Chris Burdick, who is on his way to Las Vegas, I believe. F1. Hey, Chris, if you're listening to me, can you please pick up my sports coat? I left it in the press box at the top of the Raiders at Allegiant Stadium when I was at the game on Monday night. I'm starting to forget a lot of things, Dawson. It's scary. I'm only 45, but I think early onset dementia is probably kicking in because I forget everything. everything. I don't even know where my car key is at right now, Dawson. No idea. I know I shouldn't tell people this. I know it's in the car somewhere because the car starts.
You might need to get some of the air tags.
I need a lot of air tags and a lot of sticky note memos, alarms, reminders. An assistant would probably be good if anybody wants to volunteer for that position. It's strictly volunteer. It's not paid. So there is that. Got to talk about what the president has said and what he is responding to. And I guess we'll just start at the beginning. But before we unpack what is going on and who said what and who is saying what, and let's try to at least acknowledge or remember that two things could be true at the same time. You don't have to pick a side. You don't have to say, well, the president is right. You don't have to defend. No, you can say, just like I'm about to, everybody is wrong. I've been shouting I don't talk about national politics often because I hate it. And whenever I do, I tell everybody, just take a collective deep breath and calm down. That's why I'm part of the no party preference crew. One of the largest growing non-parties, I guess. Because I'm tired of it. I don't have to pick a side. I don't. And so in this case, I think both are wrong. The president making comments on his Truth Social this morning in response to a Democratic video encouraging service members to disobey what they call unlawful orders, even though, and we'll hear the video in a second so you can hear for yourself, they never state one unlawful order. I was watching an interview this morning on Fox News with one of the members that made the video. And they're all former veterans and both sides of the party or the aisle. And they just, well, here's the clue, because they don't point to any specific order that's illegal. They're just being very vague and telling service people to disobey what I guess you would have to determine for yourself to be legal or in the illegal orders. And so let's hear from this Democratic, I guess, ad that they put out.
I'm Senator Alyssa Slotkin.
Senator Mark Kelly. Representative Chris DeLuzio.
Congresswoman Maggie Goodlander.
Representative Chrissy Houlihan.
Congressman Jason Crow. I was a captain in the United States Navy.
Former CIA officer.
Former Navy. Former paratrooper and Army Ranger.
Former intelligence officer.
Former Air Force.
We want to speak directly to members of the military
and the intelligence community
who take risks each day to keep Americans safe.
We know you are under enormous stress and pressure right now. Americans trust their military.
But that trust is at risk. This administration is pitting our uniformed military
and intelligence community professionals
against American citizens. Like us, you all swore an oath
to protect and defend this Constitution.
Right now, the threats to our Constitution aren't just coming from abroad, but from right here at home. Our laws are clear. You can refuse illegal orders.
You can refuse illegal orders.
You must refuse illegal orders.
No one has to carry out orders that violate the law or our Constitution.
We know this is hard and that it's a difficult time to be a public servant.
But whether you're serving in the CIA,
the Army, or Navy,
the Air Force,
your vigilance is critical.
And know that we have your back.
Because now, more than ever,
the American people need you. We need you to stand up for our laws,
our Constitution, and who we are as Americans. Don't give up. Don't give up. Don't give up.
Don't give up the ship.
It's a very, very well produced PSA. I mean, they clipped it all together and they got these service people to what they don't tell you is that one of the very first things, and I didn't serve, but I know people that have, and there was another veteran who put out a video and said, hey, look, what most Americans don't realize is that as a service person, you're told that the very first week you're enlisted. Hey, look, you don't have to take illegal orders, okay? Here's what an illegal order might look like. In that video, they never said, hey, so we don't know what they're implying to. Now, the interview I was watching, he says, well, Trump has said a lot of crazy things. Yes, but he's never given an exact order that is illegal. He might say crazy things. Trust me, I don't agree with a lot of them. I'm about to here in a second. Which leads me back to my point. Two things can be right at the same time or wrong. You don't have to pick a side. I think this video, I don't want to be exaggerating and say that it could potentially incite civil war, but you're basically telling service people to pick a side. You're not giving them proper instructions on what may be illegal, but just kind of morally what you might think or what you agree with. You've not handed them a law book that says, here's where orders might be. Here's how stuff might come. Just very vague, and it's very dangerous when you play that way. I heard a veteran say, and happy birthday to President Joe Biden. I don't know, 84, I believe. Did somebody tell Joe it was his birthday? Let's make sure, wake him up. Hey, Joe, it's your birthday today. Oh, thanks, Joe. Sorry. Oh, Grandpa Joe. I saw a picture. I think Newsom posted a picture of Joe Biden, and it was a birthday one, and it was a picture of him on a bike. Come on, dude. Remember when he fell off the bike? You're going to put a picture of him on a bike for his 80 whatever birthday. It's the first thing I thought about. Didn't he fall off a bike? Probably not the best picture to use there, Newsom. But Joe Biden screwed things up royally, and this veteran was like, I disagreed with Joe Biden a whole lot, the way he handled Afghanistan, the way he did things here in the military, but never once did I tell service people to disobey an order. Ever. Now that we got that part of the way, can we at least agree? And that's the hard part, is trying to get people to agree that, yeah, maybe they probably shouldn't have put this video out. All the Democrats are going to call and try to defend it. I get you. Go ahead. Because I'm about to have the Trump supporters mad too. They can call in too. 661-842-5376. Let's just make everybody mad today, Dawson. Why not? Why not, JR? Because what Trump said on his True Social, although accurate, the Democrats are now using it as saying that Trump is calling for veterans and congressional people to be put to death. That's not exactly what he said. That's the way they're going to twist it. And he didn't need to say what he needed to say, but first he came out and said, this is really bad and dangerous to our country. Yes, it is, President. Good job. Their words cannot be allowed to stand. Yes, you're absolutely correct. Seditious behavior from traitors. Lock them up. President Donald J. Trump. And he was responding to a Washington Examiner post. And all of that is true, by the way. All of that is very true. You can lock people up. You can face up to 20 years in jail for seditious behavior. Or conspiracy, which is two or more people conspire to overthrow, destroy, or oppose the U.S. government by force, or to prevent the execution of any law that can face fines and or imprisonment for up to 20 years. So all that was fine. And then the Washington Examiner replied, hang them. George Washington would have. Maybe. To which Donald Trump, then President Trump, replied, seditious behavior, punishable by death, which then made everybody go, oh, he's saying that we should put these congressional people to death. That's not what he said. He just said seditious behavior is punishable by death. And that is also true, according to law. If you're a military person, seditious behavior could be punishable under military law, is an offense that can be punished by death. or any other punishment a court-martial may decide. So he was basically sending a warning back to troops saying, don't listen to those knuckleheads. According to military law, you could be put to death for seditious behavior. Now, the way the president worded it, I don't agree with. He too was being very vague and leaving it open for interpretation, which, trust me, political parties love to take anything you say and twist it. Both. Again, I just ask, can everybody just calm down, take a deep breath, step back, and at least start to find common ground? Like, hey, two things could be true at the same time. The Democrats are the people that put out this video, probably shouldn't have put out the video. The president, in his response, probably shouldn't have responded the way he did, or at least could have worded it differently. Two things could be at the same time. You don't have to pick a side. It's okay. And anybody that tells you you don't, or that you have to pick a side, be wary of them. We'll take a break. Take your comments, text messages, 661-842-5376, 661-842-KERN. That is the number to dial. We'll talk some local news on the other side. An arrest was made after a year when a 15-year-old was shot out at the marketplace and killed. We'll give you the details of what happened out there and what happened in the most recent news with that. Plus, we'll replay our Megyn Kelly interview from about a month ago. She's in town tonight at the Dignity Health Arena. Tickets still available, possibly. Access.com. We'll hear from Megyn Kelly later in the show. This is the JR Show. It's Kern Radio. We'll be right back.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. The Ralph Bailey Show. Weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m.
So the penny is dead. The United States government says they will no longer mint the penny. Although, don't concern yourself if you're a penny fan, because there are 300 billion in circulation. But I'm sorry, I say absolutely good riddance.
On News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
I'm here with Dr. Tarkesh from Affordable Dentures and Implants. Doc, people often think dental implants are a one-size-fits-all solution. How is Affordable Dentures and Implants different than that?
That's a great question. We know every patient is unique and each person has their own specific needs. So we create a personalized treatment plan designed just for them.
Wow. And what makes your process stand apart from the other places?
Well, we offer advanced digital dentistry, which let us design and create custom solutions. And with our on-site lab, we can offer same-day teeth for many patients. No waiting for weeks for your new smile.
Same-day teeth? Now that's impressive.
If you're ready to get started on your new smile today, go see Dr. Tarkesh and his amazing team at Affordable Dentures and Implants on the corner of Truxton and Coffee next to Nothing But Cake. Call 831-7230 to schedule your appointment today.
Go ahead and smile. My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-743-8080. That's 1-800-743-8080. Or go to SelectQuote.com. 1-800-743-8080. That's 1-800-743-8080.
SelectQuote. We shop. You save. Full details on example policies at selectquote.com/commercials.
Christmas is a time for hope, caring, love, good cheer, sharing, and understanding. And the fine staff at Smith's Bakery is hoping to help make your celebration even more enjoyable with their holiday treats. No holiday is complete without some holiday cookies, cakes, seasonal breads, or pies. Smith's Bakery has been a Bakersfield tradition since 1945. With 8 locations to serve you. Merry Christmas and Feliz Navidad from the Smith's Family Bakery to yours.
Are you looking for a hospital that truly cares for your health and well-being? At Good Samaritan Hospital, they provide high-quality medical detox, psychiatric services, and medical and surgical care. They accept most insurances, including Medi-Cal, Medicare, and Kern Family. They offer Kern County's longest-standing inpatient detox program with dual diagnosis that combines medical care and withdrawal management all under one roof. Learn more at GoodSamaritanHospital.com or call 661-215-7500. Good Samaritan Hospital. They care for their community.
The Armstrong and Getty Show, weekdays noon to 2 on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. Now, back to the JR Show.
Oh, I like that. That's good rainy day music. Is that Never Do What They Do? Never do what they do. I know my songs. That's good rainy day music. Thanks, Dawson. You're already better than Chris. Welcome back. It's the JR. He's out of town, dude. He's halfway to Vegas. He ain't listening. It's the JR Show. Welcome back. I'm your host, JR Flores. 661-842-5376. Do we have anything on the text message board, sir, that we need to clear before I move on to the next topic, or we get to our news break?
One person said you're forgetting like old Scott Cox. So
I'm forgetting. Yes. I think what it is I've worked around both Scott and Ralph long enough that their old age is wearing off on me. And yes, you can tell them that I called them old. It's fine. You guys should see Scott. You wonder why he's not on video. There's a reason for that. Just saying. 842-537-6661. 842-KRN. Is that it? Are we clear? We're good. Here locally, I don't have time to get into this marketplace shooting right now. We'll do it. I got about 2 minutes. We'll do it after the Megyn Kelly interview. But the city council did take up the water park last night, or potential water park that is kind of slated to go out on the corner of Mohawk and Hageman. There's about 150 acres out there. They want to put a water park, a golf range, hotels, commercial buildings, all the such. They say new technology, it'll only take up 3 houses of what 3 households would take up, and as far as water usage. And they had wanted to go into an agreement with the city to do an EIR, which is an environmental impact report. They were going to pay for it, so there's no cost to the city. The city last night voted 6-0 with 1 person absent. Can you guess? Oh boy. Can you guess who was absent? Yeah, well, I would. His name was for a minute there, and I hate to pick on him because I know he's got health issues, but it was Where You Been, Weir? We know where he's been, and he's missed another meeting now. And I don't want to be the one that continues to call for Mr. Weir to maybe take a good look at his priorities and see what he's actually able to do or uphold the oath of the office that he took for city council and representing his constituents. But it may be time to focus on your health, sir, and step aside. But one step closer to getting a water park. Who knows? The days of White Lane could return once again. Oh, the glory days when I was young and could remember things. Got to get to a break. On the other side, you hear the Megyn Kelly interview. It's the JR Show. It's Kern Radio. We'll be right back.
With SRN News, I'm Keith Peters in Washington. Washington National Cathedral hosted a bipartisan show of respect and remembrance for former Vice President Dick Cheney. Two ex-presidents came. Republican George W. Bush eulogized the man who served him as vice president, calling Cheney smart and polished without airs. Democrat Joe Biden sat in a row with Bush and their wives. U.S. employers added a surprisingly solid 109,000 jobs in September, the government said, issuing a key economic report that had been delayed 7 weeks by the federal government shutdown. The Labor Department also said Thursday that the unemployment rate rose to 4.4%. On Wall Street, the Dow down by 386 points, the NASDAQ dropped 486. More details at SRNnews.com.
From the KERN Newsroom, your live and local news update on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
I'm Chris Davis. The prosecutor says they believe they have a case against Albert Brazano Jr. in the killing at the marketplace 1 year ago of Stockdale High School student Prince Michael Banner. Brazano was arrested and let go last year because of lack of evidence and re-arrested this week. More people, more security. Sheriff Donnie Youngblood tells KGET the reason the new sheriff station is being built, or one of the reasons, is the people coming in and out of the Hard Rock Casino Tejon with big money. A DUI checkpoint will be somewhere within the city of Bakersfield tomorrow night, say police, but they're keeping the location on the down low and will be looking for both drunk and impaired drivers, with officers trained to spot that. I'm Chris Davis in the KERN Newsroom with news every half hour or when it breaks on FM 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
Before you hit the road for the holidays, make sure your car is ready for the journey. Kern Oil Change keeps your engine running smooth and your family safe. No appointments needed. Just drive in and their fast, friendly team will get you back on the road in minutes. Don't wait till you're stuck on the side of the road. Stop by Kern Oil Change today and travel with confidence this holiday season. Kern Oil Change has 2 locations to serve you, 3706 Coffee Road and 5651 Auburn Street. Kern Oil Change is open 7 days a week. Follow us on Instagram for additional savings.
Gun safes on sale. TNT Liberty Safes Black Friday sale is happening now all month long. TNT has a large selection of home, office, commercial, and gun safes with hundreds of safes in stock and ready for installation. Keep your handguns, long guns, coins, jewelry, and other precious belongings safe. TNT also has many scratch and dents and closeouts in stock while supplies last. Go to TNTLibertySafe.com and check out TNT's Black Friday full lineup of American-made gun safes. Or stop by TNT showroom at 6201 Knudsen Drive, 2 doors north of Hodels. TNT, saving lives one safe at a time.
Start your day right. First Look with Scott Cox, 6 to 9 a.m.
On the Friday edition of the First Look program, we'll push back on some of the misinformation about frying your turkey, the Epstein list, our proposed water park, obviously, and we will bring you the state-of-the-art news, traffic, and weather. It's all happening 6 to 9 a.m. right here at News Talk 96.1 and streaming live on the internet at kernradio.com.
First Look with Scott Cox, 6 to 9 a.m. News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. The Charlie Kirk Show, weekdays at 6 p.m. on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. Now, back to the JR Show.
Welcome back. It's the JR Show. It's Kern Radio. Check us out online, kernradio.com. You can find us on YouTube. Just search up Kern Radio on YouTube and watch us live. You can also download the Kern Radio app to your smart device. Find us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and X. Search Kern Radio. I am also out there, JR Flores, or why not JR? Dawson, are you out there too? Are you on social media platforms? You want people to look you up? No, you don't need any followers. You're good. You're all set. You got your 10K. You're all right. You don't need it. Okay, got it. Got it. Young DP in the building, filling in for Chris Burdick. So don't call and say, "Hey, Chris," and he's going to say, "No, it's Dawson." Much younger, better version of Chris, more handsome, more tall, and just better overall. Just sorry, Chris. You know, go to Vegas without a guy, and that's what happens. We did an interview with Megyn Kelly about a month ago or so when she announced, originally she had announced that she was coming to Bakersfield. She was going to bring in Charlie Kirk, and then the assassination happened and she kind of put things on hold and then re-announced that she was going to go back out on tour. And this time she was going to bring Charlie Sheen into place. And that is happening tonight at the Dignity Health Arena. Again, we did an interview about a month ago. This is our discussion with Megyn Kelly. Bringing her Megyn Kelly live tour to the Dignity Health Arena on November 20th with Charlie Sheen and Victor Davis Hansen. She is also our next guest, Miss Megyn Kelly. Good afternoon.
Thank you so much for having me. I think I might be literally the first person in history to have both Victor Davis Hansen and Charlie Sheen as guests in the same night.
In the same room at the same time in the same night. That is amazing. How did you decide to pick up Charlie Sheen for this night?
Well, I mean, it's kind of a sad story in a way because I was supposed to be with a different Charlie on this night. And after Charlie Kirk was murdered, we had to stop to think whether we were still going to do the tour. Would people still come to the tour, want to do the tour? And then after about 2 minutes thinking about it, we realized absolutely we are full steam ahead. And the audience response has been wonderful. But in that time frame, I met Charlie Sheen. He came on my show and we became fast friends. I adored him. He was so interesting. So many great stories, was completely raw and would talk about anything. Nothing was off limits, but we didn't have enough time. And I thought, this is somebody I'd like to get to know better. And so we asked him, would you be interested at all in taking on this role? And he said immediately, he said, yes, I'll do it.
That's amazing. You mentioned the murder of Charlie Kirk, and was this the only stop he was going to be with you on?
Yeah, this was it.
Yeah, this was the one. And to talk to me about how that's affected you, not only personally, because I know you and Charlie Kirk were friends, but a fellow commentator, how it affects you choosing content and ultimately, like you said, deciding to continue the tour.
Well, I mean, it's made me want to say all the things that Charlie's saying, only louder and more frequently. I mean, Charlie and I had messages that were very much aligned to begin with. And so I feel like I owe it to him to say all of the things right now, like immediately after the shooting and thereafter, to make sure that message is not silenced. You can silence one of us, but you can't silence all of us. And that's why I think this is a time for courage. I think it's one for my fellow commentators, and I think it's one for the civilians out there, the average citizens who just showing up to this thing is a way of thumbing the middle finger at the people who want to shut us all up on team sanity. It's like everyone, that's the reason these turning point events are getting thousands and thousands of college kids showing up, notwithstanding the fact that, Charlie was killed on a college campus at one of these events. That you could make an argument where the danger might be, but they're showing up in droves, young people who, they don't have the life experience or the wisdom that a lot of, more middle-aged people might have. And so, God, that takes a ton of courage. And yet they're showing up, and our tour too has already sold out in a couple of places. So please do get your tickets now, because I'd love to see all of you. MegynKelly.com. I just think people are feeling it as a way, large or small, depends on your life, of saying, no, I won't be silenced. No, I won't let you silence this messaging or this person or this group of people. Like, we're going to continue in this fight.
I know you shared there was a visual that we did here out at one of our parks for Charlie that thousands of people showed up to. I saw that you had shared that on your social media page. In my opinion, that's why I believe he was murdered, for the effect that he was having on people. He was affecting young people in ways we had never seen before. With the voter turnout, I mean, he probably single-handedly helped get Trump reelected, and not to mention other Congress people. It was the effect, I think, that he was having on people and making that, and potentially himself being a candidate one day, that ultimately got him killed, not as much as what he was saying.
Oh, gosh, you're so right. And it's part of what's so sad about losing him. I mean, he was such an effective messenger, and I think the thing that made him so special and made him resonate with millions of people around the globe in a really unique way is the same thing that made him come to be noticed by Tyler Robinson, who saw his messaging, though it was the same as mine, as Tucker Carlson's, as Ben Shapiro's, as a bunch of us out there, and it offended him in a unique way because Charlie was just so much more effective than any of us at it, and Charlie infused his messages with a hefty dose of faith-based evidence.
Yeah,
and it just made it even harder to deny, his encyclopedic knowledge of the Bible. It was just such a powerful combination, and it just makes me sad to even talk about it because the loss. And I will tell you, we are working on a special tribute to Charlie for our night in Bakersfield. Everybody there is going to feel it.
I was going to ask that. Is there a special tribute for this night or any night on the tour for Charlie Kirk, especially like this night, the one he was supposed to be at?
Yeah, this is a big one. Like, this is one that I have circled on the calendar. Like, it's going to be an emotional night for me too. I miss him too. Like, I miss him a lot. I can't believe that we've suffered this loss. And I think that night in particular is going to be tough, even more so than when we do Glendale, Arizona, where he's from and where we're going to be interviewing Erica Kirk. I didn't want to ask her to travel. I definitely could have asked her to come to Bakersfield just to sub for Charlie, and she would have said yes. But the last thing I want her to do is have to leave her babies right now.
Yeah.
So we're doing her in Glendale, and so I thought, that night's going to be tough too. That we're closing out the tour with her, but the night in Bakersfield is going to be really tough too because it should be a different Charlie on that stage with me that night. And I saw the love. I was very moved by that vigil. That was amazing, the number of people who turned out of all ages, of all races. It was like you could see how deeply affected the community was. So I feel you all, and hopefully this will be a cathartic night in some ways. The best nights are when you have some tears, both from laughter and from sadness, and I think we'll probably deliver on that.
Oh, I'm sure we will. And if you guys want to join November 20th at the Dignity Health Arena, your tickets are on sale now at MegynKelly.com. Talk to me. You've been on the scene for a minute. You were with ABC back in 2003, Fox News for over a decade and a half, moved to NBC. Now you're with Sirius, and you have your own media, Devil May Care Media. You've seen the landscape change in journalism. Talk to me about that, how it's gone from your traditional, legacy media to now podcasters are basically dominating the field.
Well, I think the media really kind of imploded due to its own bias and terrible behavior. I've said before that I think Trump didn't murder the media. It was more of a suicide by the media, and he was like their Kevorkian. Only too happy to provide the little acid balls. So they did it to themselves. When I first started at ABC and then at Fox in 2003 and 2004, it was nowhere near as biased as it is today. It was behind the scenes, but they didn't let it show in their reports as much as they came to, and that was all corrupted. It was just a slow but disgusting race to the bottom, and slowly but surely people started seeing it. They got it. And then necessity being the mother of all invention, the digital lane came alive at just the right time, and this younger generation that knows nothing other than the digital lane really started leaning in and wanting more news and information. And now that other outdated way of getting your news is very much the dinosaur. And, it's like your kerosene lamp to the light bulb that is digital. So I love being in this lane, and I love being my own boss, and I love being able to say whatever I want to say, meaning what is true and real, even if the comfortable narrative, the one that Pfizer wants you to say, or the one that the BLM crowd wants you to say, or the one that the trans lobby wants you to say, is the one that people are telling you is the correct narrative. I just love not having to follow those rules.
And even sometimes the MAGA crowd telling you what or not to say, you know what I mean?
I've upset them many times. We have a good relationship, net, but it's not perfect. I can stick in their cross depending on the news day.
And that's what we need, though. And I think that's what the people are craving. And that's why there has been that switch to find more independent news sources, more independent people that aren't going to give you the spin and the twist on the news.
Exactly right. I think that's why cable news is over, whether it knows it or not. It's having, a little bit of life right now, thanks to Trump, because people just want information about Trump no matter where he is. But as soon as Trump leaves office, it's going to be devastating for cable news. What's left of it, already the numbers are a shadow of what they were back when, it was like, when I was in the prime time at Fox, it was like Greta, me, O'Reilly, and Hannity. And the numbers were just
through the roof.
Yeah, they were great. But that model has ended because competition is everywhere now, and they are competing with the Joe Rogans of the world and shows like ours and others. And that's good. That's good. People need to have more options, especially conservatives. They have so few options, and Fox should not have a monopoly on messaging. So I think it's very good for the right wing of the country to have multiple places to get your news.
Yeah, because depending on what channel you watch, then that's who you decide on who's to blame for this government shutdown.
Yeah, well, that's exactly right. I mean, one of the questions you have to ask yourself is, will the people on MSNBC know that these Democrats really do want to fund healthcare for illegals? Like, will they have read the piece of the big, beautiful bill? Or now they've renamed it the Tax Cut for Working Families Act. I love these names. Okay. Will they have read the part that takes away that coverage and tell their viewers that this is what the Democrats are arguing needs to get nixed in order for us to fund the government? Doubtful.
Yeah, because all you hear is, oh, it's about Medicare, and healthcare, and we need to provide healthcare. But they don't say, oh, well, they're providing healthcare for these people.
Yeah, and by the way, like, you're upset about, the healthcare. These are Medicaid cuts that were made in the big, beautiful bill that weren't cuts to actual Medicare. It was trying to get rid of waste, fraud, and abuse. So it's the grifters, the glommers who were taking advantage of the Medicaid system, who were totally able-bodied, working-age young men, for example. Yeah, you're no longer going to be able to do that, thanks to the working class tax cuts bill. So that's the kind of thing the Democrats are saying needs to go back in. And this has already been litigated. They already passed this bill. Trump signed it. It's now law. And there's no cause to hold up the funding of the government to say you have to undo a large portion of your bill that was duly passed. That's what they're doing.
Yeah, and then they're trying to turn it around, and I hear people say, well, the Republicans, they run the show. They have the House and the Senate and the White House. I mean, what's the problem here? They're the ones that are shutting down the government.
Yeah, unfortunately, these spending bills require bipartisan participation. So that's why we go through this brinksmanship every time. Personally, I find it very tiresome. I almost never cover these showdowns. 9 times out of 10, they do settle in the 11th hour. This is one of the rare times it didn't. And if history's any guide, there'll be some event that brings it to an end. Something dramatic will happen, and they'll say, oh, because of that, we need to cave, so that they don't look like they're really cavers. But look, this does need to end. People need to get paid. Government workers have jobs to do. I'm so close to totally giving up on Congress and government. I'm very pessimistic about them. So I have almost no hope. I think the future
I am totally with you.
People like Elon Musk and not these guys.
That's why I'm registered no party preference, and that's why we're the biggest, we're the largest growing, I guess, party that there is. Because I'm tired of both sides, Megyn. I really am.
Same. I'm a registered independent. I have been for 20 years, and I will never be a registered Republican or Democrat again. Just cannot put on the team jersey. There's too many weird, bizarre characters in both parties. Like I can't. I don't understand people who just swallow the entire party platform for either side either.
That's my biggest issue. Yeah, that's my biggest issue is when you join those parties, you feel like you have to defend every single thing that comes out of that party's platform. And that's not the case. I don't want to have to go, oh, yes, I'm going to walk lockstep with you every single the way. No, sometimes I just don't agree with you.
No, but I think as a news person, the audience likes that. They trust you. If you agree with everything and defend everything, it fractures the relationship of trust with them. Whereas if you work for the administration, that's a different thing. Like, I expect Caroline Levitt to defend Trump at every turn. She should do that. That's her job. But that's not my job. And so if you're tuning into somebody like me, it sounds like somebody like you, you're expecting a different product, and you should get that different product. And that's the only way forward. You can't have just sycophant news coverage on every channel.
Well, if people want to check you out, they can. MegynKelly.com. They can also come to the event on November 20th at Dignity Health Arena. Tickets are on the website. They can also listen to you on SiriusXM or YouTube, wherever that podcasts are found. She can be found as well. Megyn Kelly, I want to thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule today.
Oh, I can't wait to meet you all. Thanks for giving me the time, and I hope people will buy some tickets at MegynKelly.com.
Yeah, just go over to Megyn Kelly. Thanks again. I appreciate you, and we'll see you on November 20th.
Yeah.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. The Ralph Bailey Show, weekdays from 3 till 6 p.m.
Maybe the city shocks me and doesn't appeal Quincy Sloan's $700,000 settlement against the Bakersfield Fire Department, but one would think it would be reasonable for them to set up some kind of panel and at least investigate the man's allegations of racial and religious discrimination, but instead they want to sweep it under the carpet and save a buck.
On News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180. KERN.
Oh, it's already Wednesday, which means I can get to the stockyard even sooner. Where's the stockyard? What is the stockyard, you ask? Well, it's a little speakeasy right next to Casey's Steakhouse, 2525 F Street. You wouldn't even know it's there. You're going to see some ropes. You're going to see a carpet. Walk up to the door, ring the doorbell. When they ask you what's the password, tell them, why not JR? They're going to let you in. You're going to walk into one of the finest establishments, not only in Bakersfield, not only in Kern County, but probably all of California. It's like you walk into a time travel. They take you back to the days of Speak Easy. Come on in. You can get appetizers off the menu from Casey's Steakhouse if you're hungry. Have a drink with Haley. Heck, I'll be in there this weekend. They also got live music going. And if you're looking to host a party, they got a banquet room. Maybe you got a birthday, a bridal shower. Those holiday parties are coming up. You better start planning for them. Get a hold of them over at the Stockyard, 2525 F Street, open Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, 6 p.m. to close. Come hang out with me and Haley. It's the Stockyard.
With Progressive, renters can save on protection for the things that make your place yours, even things that don't make sense to everyone.
People always wonder why I don't get rid of my guitar since I never play. But it's like, what if I actually end up taking lessons? Sure, I've had it for 8 years, but if I get rid of it, then what will my New Year's resolution be next January?
Exactly. So bundle your renters in auto and save with Progressive and protect the things that make sense to you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates and other insurers not available in all states or situations. Coverage subject to policy terms and conditions.
At Bank of America, we asked our teammates, what makes this company a great place to work?
There's very little that you can't accomplish working for Bank of America.
If you prove yourself, you can try over in a totally new way.
You can learn so much here. You're the owner of your career.
See how our teammates are growing in their careers at bankofamerica.com/great place to work. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America, proud to be an equal opportunity employer.
Trucordia, a new name, but a trusted partner for Kern County businesses. With more than 100 years of combined experience, Trucordia delivers cost-saving strategies, risk-reducing solutions, and easy online tools to simplify benefits management. Trucordia goes beyond health benefits, helping your business thrive. Call Trucordia today at 661-401-2280. Trucordia, building trust, creating harmony, protecting Kern County businesses. Trucordia, 661-401-2280.
It's a fairy tale Saturday as the Condors host Princess Night against Ontario. The magical event begins with a princess pizza and crown making party at 5 p.m. You need a special princess pack to attend. It comes with 2 tickets, Little Caesars Pizza and crown making. The princesses will then be on the concourse throughout the night for pictures with everyone. Princess Night is presented by the Bakersfield Californian. Doors open at 6. The puck drops at 7. Fun starts at just $15 at condorstown.com or by calling 324 puck. This is Condorstown.
The Armstrong and Getty Show, weekdays noon to 2 on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. Now, back to the JR Show.
Just more good rainy day music. Good job today, DP. Young Dawson in the building, filling in for Chris. Already the show's 10 times better, Dawson. I'll tell him you said that. Welcome back to the JR Show. It's Kern Radio. Check us out online, kernradio.com. That was our Megyn Kelly interview. If you're not going tonight, maybe you can still get some tickets. Go to AXS.com. Doors open at 6:30, and the show will start at 7:30. Charlie Sheen will be with her, Victor Davis Hansen, and I'm not for sure or certain that gubernatorial candidate here in California, Steve Hilton, might make an appearance. I've only heard. I don't know that for sure. The arrest of a teenager today in the killing of another teenager out at the marketplace finally happened a year, I believe, after the murder happened. Prosecutors have filed charges, including murder against the teen accused of fatally shooting 15-year-old Prince Michael Banner out at the marketplace. Petition was filed Tuesday against Albert Braceno Jr., alleging first-degree murder, possession, carrying a loaded and stolen firearm, and unregistered loaded firearm, prosecutors said. Brisno, who was 15 at the time of the shooting, was arrested Monday and is due in juvenile court December 1st for his initial detention hearing. He remains in custody due to his youth. Braceno, if convicted as charged, can be held at most until his 25th birthday. Police have previously said he shot Banner last November at the Southwest Bakersfield Shopping Center. Banner was also armed at the time. Not only that, he was also wearing a ski mask. I believe an investigation shows that they have a history with each other. This wasn't just a random act of violence. Police were called out to the marketplace at one point, about an hour before the shooting, according to Chief. And that is where the mom says, well, then I'm just going to sue the city for $15 million. And it's just a sad case altogether. Teenagers carrying around guns, wearing ski masks, and shooting at each other. And over what? And I hate to be that guy, but you guys know me, I'm that guy. I'm sad that a 15-year-old lost his life, but if you're wearing a ski mask and holding a gun, you have to hold some responsibility yourself. Not only that, mom, why is your son at 15 years old out at the marketplace involved in fights carrying a gun, wearing a ski mask? And it's a part of what the bigger problem with society, I believe, is anyways, and accountability and responsibility. It's always somebody else's fault, or I didn't do it until they did it, or this or that. And it goes all the way up, all the way to political. I mean, California just did the same thing. We're doing it because Texas did it. It's not an excuse. And so it's just this accountability issue where mom is not, and I get it, your son's dead. And you want answers. And it took a year for this kid to get arrested. And they're still not for certain that he's going to be found guilty. He might have a pretty good case. And if it's taken a year, matter of fact, when they turned it in to the DA originally back in December, the DA gave it back to the police department and said, "That's not enough. We need more." And apparently they've done the investigation and found more, or at least enough to arrest the kid. But if he gets a good defense attorney, I could suggest a few. AJ Sala, Dave Torres. Self-defense. If he's holding a gun, he never shot it. But if somebody pulls a gun out on me, I'm not going to wait for him to shoot it either. And so I hate to be that guy, but maybe I don't hate to be that guy. Maybe I like being that guy, Dawson. Just maybe. Oh, man, it's a good thing the music started. I got to get out of here. I'll see you guys at Megyn Kelly tonight. Again, doors open 6:30. Show starts at 7:30. I'll be right there. Come say hi if you see me. Ralph Bailey is out sick today. So you'll hear a best of. There'll be no YouTube version of the Ralph Bailey Show today. So YouTube signing off. Thank you guys for hanging out. But stay tuned. You'll hear a best of the Ralph Bailey Show. This is the JR Show. Lily, Dad loves you.
This is AM 1180 KERN. Green Acres. This is 96.1 FM. Bakersfield. Online at KERNradio.com.
News this hour from Town Hall. I'm Keith Peters in Washington. President Trump says a video message from Democrats to the military is seditious behavior punishable by death. Correspondent Greg Clugston reports.